to Trundle. There's Tilly. She's a lovely girl, aren't you? But there's not much rain in it. It looks really wet and miserable. But I've only had about 2 mils at home anyway. Could do with a lot more than that for my tanks. I'd be curious to see what the road's like when we get closer to the Trundle side. It can get there's colour causeways that can fill up. Well, there's definitely more rain here than at home. We haven't had rain coming down like this. I'd really like some in my tanks. Because what happens is I've got two main tanks and a gravity feed tank, and the front tank, or the tank at the front of the house, it's not connected to anything. You just go to it and use it for whatever. And the rear tank at the rear of the house, obviously, it feeds up with a pump up to another tank, which then gravity feeds water back to the house in the hope of getting some kind of water pressure, I suppose, though it doesn't do much. But that's all right. And what happens is, if I see rain's going to happen, I pump water from the bottom tank up to the top tank, leaving more room in the bottom tank to collect rainwater, you know. But so far, it's not really doing much, unfortunately. But, you know, it's by the end of the day or tomorrow or whatever, we might get something worthwhile, fill things up. That'd be nice. Another thing I tend to do is that if I think there's rain coming, or they tell us that rain's coming, I then tend to use a bit more water because, you know, I do loads of washing and stuff, you know, in the hope that, or the expectation or whatever, that, you know, the water supply will be replenished, as it were. There could be a Murphy's Law thing, you know, as soon as you do that, it doesn't rain. Though, as you can see, it is raining. And the difference between my place and Trundle, you know, I might get to Trundle and find that it's bloody flooded out, you know. It's, yeah, I mean, where I live, it looks, for all intents and purposes, to be quite arid. But since I've been here, which is about 6 months now, it's always rained enough, you know. But this is, you know, this is not necessarily a typical year. This could be a wet year. Dry years will be something else again. I'm going to have to work out what to do about that, whether I should try and install a bit more water storage while it is raining, sort of thing. Otherwise, I'm probably going to end up having to buy water in the dry times, I think, because it could be, you know, Australia's Australia. It could be a drought for 7 years. You know, that could be a problem. But I guess from that perspective, you know, no matter how much water storage I've got, 7 years of drought, you know, I'm just going to run out of water. Simple. Anyway, I like this car. This car is it's a Toyota Kluger. It's an old one. It's 2012. It's done about 190,000 k's now. I've put about 30,000 k's on this in about 6 months. Did a lot of travelling between here and Gyra, etc. And I bought it for as a multi-purpose car. You know, like I think in America they're called a Highlander. I think Toyota Highlander or something. I bought it as a multi-purpose thing, you know, because it's got a V6 motor and stuff, so it tows well. It's a large enough car to travel really well, though for its size it's reasonably fuel efficient. It's also got all-wheel drive, which is good for this kind of weather and driving. And so far, I've got to say, you know, it's been a great car. I don't regret it. I sold an old Honda CRV that I'd had for years and replaced it with this. And I really liked that old CRV. It was a series, like a Series 2 one. It still had the picnic table and stuff. But it was a good car, you know. But it would just reach the end of its life, you know. It wasn't worth spending lots of money on it. And, you know, it just wasn't going to survive the trips that I was doing, towing and moving furniture and all that kind of stuff. So, poor old girl had to go. And, but this car's a better car, all round better car, you know. Tilly likes to sleep in it though. She's not a very alert passenger, young Tilly. She's in the sidecar, but in this car she just has a bit of a game with me and then wanders off to sleep, you know. So usually there's water in this hole up here, and there has been all season so far, but it's no more today than it has been, so I'm guessing they haven't had huge amounts of rain here either. See it out in that paddock out there. What you doing, Tilly? What you doing, darling? You okay? Good girl. So here we are, coming into Trundle now. Into Trundle, we'll go and see Trish, eh? See if we can find you a ball. A big one. One of those big ones like we got yesterday that lasted less than a minute. So something a bit stronger than that, eh? She does love a ball. I got her like a soccer-sized ball yesterday. Just a cheap one, around 99 cents or something. We got a new ball, a big ball, instead of the small ones. Something different. Oh, so she's killed it already. Killed it in a minute. Less than a minute. Tilly, you bloody dog. Look at it. You've killed it. Oh, that's crap. I thought it might last, you know, a day or something. You tell that ball. Well, it's not a ball, is it? You tell whatever that thing is now. Yeah, you tell him. You tell him who's boss. Oh, well. Fail. It was an epic fail, except from the perspective it lasted less than a minute. But she's still trying to get me to play with it. This flaccid thing, you know, with a hole in it. Instead of having to rely on me to throw it for her. What do you reckon? Can we find the ball? We'll see if we can get one, eh? So we got that ball, didn't we? Eh? She doesn't quite know what to do with it. Well, you got to bring it here. You got to bring it here, mate. Nicole, you got to bring it here. Bring it here. I don't know how. I don't know how. Get that ball. She's only used to like a, you know, a tennis size ball. You got to bring it here. Ah, good girl. Good girl. Nicole. Good girl. Good girl. No, good fun. No, you got to bring it here. Nicole. Nicole. Bring it here. What a rat bag you are, eh? Don't know what to do with it, do you? Yeah, you tell that ball. You tell that ball. You tell that buddy. Yeah, you tell that buddy ball. Good girl. Good girl. We'll find the muddiest spot, will we? Good girl. Yeah, you go. You tell that ball. Yeah, you tell that ball. You say, do what I want, ball. We'll go over this side, shall we? It's not going to last either, is it? Though it's already lasted longer than the one we got yesterday. And what do you propose I do with that? Hey, what am I going to do with it? Miraculously reinflate it. Ist ja kaputt, Kleiner.